Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. So, this is going to be a quick general read for some astrology notes and then a general read for Aries for April. So, for the Aries reading, it can cover anything like love, friends, family, health, etc., and money, of course. So, always take it how it may resonate for you. And yeah, so we're going to start with the astrology notes and then get into everything. I wanted to switch it up a little bit and come outside since it's so nice today. So hopefully, it's not too loud out here. There's no airplanes overhead or anything like that. There's birds, but that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and talk about the astrology notes for this time period. So it looks like we have here on April 3rd, Mercury is going to be entering into Earth sign Taurus. So Mercury covers communications, electronics, right? And it is one of the rulers of Virgo. Okay, so it's going to be entering into another Earth sign besides Virgo being one of its rulers, right? It's going to be entering in Earth sign Taurus. So there may be more stability. Come here. Shh. There may be more stability around our communications once Mercury goes into Taurus on April 3rd. There might be more grounding, long-lasting, slowed energy around communications and electronics, but it will be again kind of that slower Earth sign energy, but wanting lasting effects. Okay. All right, so just something to be aware of. And then we have on April 6th, we have the full moon in Libra, okay? So anytime we talk about full moon energy, it's combination energy. So it may be that around a full moon, a couple days before, during, and after, tensions can be high, emotions can feel more intense, that kind of thing, good or bad, right? So that's why we always say be aware of when we have full moon energy. Now, for some people, they like to do their meditations, their goals, their affirmations around a full moon, but of course, you can do it during any time, regardless of where the moon is. All right. So some people like to do it more for the new moon or the crescent moon. But I will say, in particular, for the Aries reading, since we're going to get into Aries after this, that everybody had the new moon in Aries in March. Okay, and then we have also a new moon total solar eclipse in Aries on April 20th. Okay, so in that Aries energy. So we'll talk more about that when we get there. But in particular, Aries, may be feeling things a little bit more than normal. Okay, but we'll save that for a little bit later. All right. Now moving forward here for everyone as well, we have on April 11th, Venus, which rules love, money, beauty, money in the terms of higher forms of aspects of money. Okay, not necessarily everyday money, but bigger quantities of money. Love and beauty is going to be entering into air sign Gemini, okay, on April 11th. So there could be more talks, more communications around love, beauty, higher forms of money, okay, during that April 11th when Venus enters into Gemini. All right. But since we also had the first thing for April, we had for April 3rd, the Mercury enters Taurus. And I was starting to say that Virgo is one of the rulers of Mercury, and then, of course, also Gemini, right? So there could just be, a couple days before the full moon and even after, a lot more communications and conversations around Cleo, come here, love, beauty, and higher forms of assets and money. Come here, baby. You want to show everybody who you are? Yes, you want help with the astrology notes for a minute here. Okay, thank you, babies. All right, now moving forward, since we're always talking about what the planets are doing and the moon as well, we have on April 13th, there's the last quarter moon. And then the next day on April 14th, Saturn is going to be sextiling the true node, okay, or north node as it's known. So Saturn, being the ruler of Capricorn, rules responsibilities, getting serious about something, again, more like slower type of earth type energy, but getting more serious about responsibilities, communications around those things. Okay, so that's another date to be aware of. I'm gonna let her go so she can do her thing, as long as she's not gonna be barking, right? Thank you. All right, the camera's shaking a little bit, but hopefully, it's not affecting the sound, and you guys can still hear me. Just a little bit windy, but not too bad. All right, so let's keep moving forward. Then we have on April 15th, Vesta, okay, which is about partnerships, commitments, that kind of thing is going to be entering again into Earth sign Taurus. So there can be more talks about commitments, partnerships, even marriage, because Vesta rules marriage as well, around Earth sign Taurus themes. Okay, so getting more grounded, maybe being a little more stubborn about partnerships, commitments, marriage, that kind of thing. But generally, it's just again moving into more Earth sign energy throughout the month here of April. Now, moving forward, what I mentioned earlier, we have on April 20th the new moon total solar eclipse in Aries. Okay, so this is the second new moon in Aries that we've had, right? Because we had one back in March. Okay, so this is going to be a really important time, not only for Aries, right? Because we all have Aries somewhere in our chart, but it is about planning goals, setting aspirations and goals, vision boards, etc. Okay, during that new moon, and that's when, of course, the moon looks like a C or crescent. It's the smallest, and then it's going to be slowly building to the full moon. So the idea is, if you have a goal, aspiration, plan, vision board, that when you set it when it's the smallest, it's going to slowly then grow to be even more powerful during, let's say, like the May new moon. Okay, so this is definitely a time about going inward, letting things go that don't need to be there anymore, and then also bringing in that new energy. It's a new moon, so new energy, right? So new focus on plans, goals, aspirations, vision boards, all that. Okay, and so of course when we're talking about the total solar eclipse, okay, we're talking about again in this Aries season, and it's going to be in Aries, right? A lot of the sun energy of Aries blessing those goals. Okay, so if you are looking at stuff about entrepreneurship or setting out on your own, being your own boss, right? You have the blessing of Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac, right? So they're known to have a lot of that entrepreneurship energy as well here, okay? So again, could be a really key date, okay? So, and it could also be that some of the stuff that you planted seeds for back in the March new moon is coming up again during the April new moon, or it's just another layer of that, or it's something completely different. Okay, but it is really nice, fresh start energy, and I believe it's supposed to be the most powerful new moon of this year. Okay, because it's again another new moon in Aries for the second time. Okay, all right, now moving forward, we only have two more notes here, and then we'll get into the Aries reading. We have on April 20th, the same day, we have, of course, now the sun is going to be entering into Taurus, so it'll be officially turning into Taurus season after April 20th, okay? And then the other key date here is, of course, we have the Mercury retrogrades throughout the year, right? And so on April 21st, Mercury retrograde starts again, excuse me, and it's going to be going until May 14th. So a lot of people, have a difficult time during Mercury retrograde with communications, electronics, just things kind of not making sense as they normally do. Okay, because that's when, of course, Mercury looks like it's going backwards, and it's affecting us in a kind of backwards way. So there's good stuff about Mercury retrograde, and then not so good stuff about it, right? So Mercury, of course, can be like the trickster, God energy. Okay, again, kind of playing tricks on us, or not seeing things as clearly, or communicating as clearly as we want, or going as fast as we want. But the other good side about sometimes Mercury retrograde is it has us redo something, revise, revisit something that needs to be looked at again before we move forward. So a lot of times people say don't sign stuff or make big decisions buy a house, get married, something like that during Mercury retrograde. Of course, I don't always agree. It depends on each individual person's situation, right? But again, it's just making us revise, revisit, replan something, okay, before moving forward. So some people, like myself, sometimes I'll start feeling the Mercury retrograde a little bit before necessarily other people do. Okay, so it starts on April 21st, but it could be that you're feeling it maybe a week before, or maybe even a week after, or during, or what have you. But again, it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Okay, it's just something to be aware of here. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much the notes, astrology notes for April. Not as long as sometimes they are. So let's go ahead now and switch over to the Aries reading. So I do want to see if I can put the camera a little bit lower so you guys can see the cards as well. We'll do a quick little sound bell and get started. I've already blessed the cards and cleared them. So all of that is ready, but let's see. You can kind of still see me in the cards, and maybe a little bit better. It's just perhaps the lighting. Okay. But I'll still be bringing up each card to show you closer anyway. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and ground our energy and tap into the Aries energy for the Aries reading. So, of course, we want to let go of anything that we've been holding on to in our body, our mind, kind of just ground ourselves. Of course, I'm out here in the nature, which is perfect. Okay. But wherever you are, just kind of take a couple deep breaths if you feel guided. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the Aries energy. All right. Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. All right, guys. So here we go. Let's see what we have coming up for Aries. And of course, everyone has Aries somewhere in their chart. Okay, so everybody is welcome. Whether you are a sun sign Aries, rising sign Aries, moon in Aries, or you have your Venus in Aries, or wherever you have your Aries, right? We're going to go ahead and do some shuffling and tap in and see, what spirit wants you to be aware of for the month of April. And of course, I want to say happy birthday to all the Aries out there who maybe have already had their birthday or it's coming up. All right, but happy birthday to all the wonderful Aries out there. All right. Got a lot of dear friends that are Aries as well. They know who they are, so happy birthday. All right, let's see here. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram for April. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram for April. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for their highest vibrational good? Aries. Messages for Aries for April. Spirits, guide my hands. What is April? What is April? What does Aries need to know for April? Spirits, guide my hands. 2 more cards, please. What does Aries need to know for April? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram for April. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Thank you, Cleo. Be quiet, girl. Okay, you go be quiet or you're going to go inside. So we always take, or I like to take the top and bottom of each deck to see, what is underneath there as well. So let's see. figure out in a moment how exactly they want these cards, but let's just keep going. Move to the other deck and see what else we have here for fire sign Aries for April. Spirits, guide my hands, messages for Aries. Spirits, guide my hands, messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram for April. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for their highest vibrational good? Spirits, guide my hands, messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram for April. All right. So we just take one from that, and then of course we're still going to take the top and the bottom. Place there for a moment. Get our other last deck here. All right, that wins. It feels good though. All right. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram for April. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram. Alright, so we'll leave that over here. That's our little oracle card. Let's see. I'm just going to open the page for the end of that one, so I have it for later. Guys, I don't know if you can hear my kitty cat, Nefertiti. She's making noise in the background. I don't know if you can hear her over everything. Hold on, you guys. This is my crystal. Oh no. All right. Let's see here. Now, let's go ahead and confirm with Spirit how they want to receive these cards. All right. So bear with me one moment. All right. Spirits, guide my hands. Spirits, did you want the Two of Cups in the reverse position here for the first card for this Aries reading? Okay. And Spirits, did you want the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position to represent the second card for this Aries reading? Thank you. And Spirits, did you want the Eight of Staves in the reverse position here to represent the third tarot card for this Aries reading? Spirits, I hear a no and a yes. Can you please confirm and combine your messages for the greater good of all? Spirits, can you please give me a clear and definitive yes or no answer? Do you want the Eight of Staves in the reverse position to represent the third tarot card for this Aries reading? Okay, so they said yes, so I will leave it. All right. And Spirits, did you want the Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position to represent the fourth tarot card for this Aries reading? All right. Now let's move on and see what they want here. Spirits, thank you for listening. And Spirits, did you want the Six of Sacred Circles in the reverse position to represent what's on top of this Ancestral Path Tarot deck for this Aries reading? Thank you. And Spirits on love and light, respect and reverence before, during, and after. Spirits, did you want the Princess of Staves in the reverse position to represent what's on the bottom of this Ancestral Path Tarot deck for this Aries reading? All right. So let's see. Actually, these guys feel like they want to go over here, but I'm not 100%. So let me confirm with them where they want it. Spirits, thank you for listening. Do you want me to talk about the Six of Sacred Circles in the reverse position and the Princess of Staves in the reverse position when I talk about the Two of Cups in the reverse position? Spirits, did you want me to talk about the Six of Sacred Circles in the reverse position and the Princess of Staves in the reverse position when I talk about the Eight of Staves in the reverse position? Okay, so they want it there. Now these two, They feel like they could either go here or here. Let's start here since we're already here, and then we'll keep going. All right. Spirits, do you want me to talk about the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords, both in the right side up position, when I talk about the Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position? Yeah. All right. Let's see. The last place maybe over here. Spirits and love and light, respecting reverence before, during, and after. Thank you for listening. Spirits, did you want me to talk about the Knight of Cups in the right side up position and the King of Swords in the right side up position when I talk about the Two of Cups in the reverse position? Okay, so they said yes, they want it here. So we'll go ahead and take a quick picture for later that I will upload, and then we'll get started. All right, let's see here. Okay. I think that's good enough. Let me double check. All right, looks good. So let's see what time it is and get started. We're at the 21 minutes or so. All right, so I will put that in the timestamps later for people who just want to get to the Aries reading. All right, and maybe they don't want to see the shuffling, so I always like to give people options, okay? But yeah, let's go ahead and call out your cards here, Aries. So we have the Two of Cups in the reverse position, the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position, the Eight of Staves in the reverse position, also known as Eight of Wands reversed, and we have the Three of Sacred Circles, also known as Three of Pentacles in the reverse position. All right. So we are doing this reading for April, the month of April for Aries. Okay, so again, everyone is welcome. But we're going to talk about real quickly the potential time period that some of this stuff may go down. Okay, so I've kind of put the top cards at about a week's time frame or so. So I'll say the dates real quickly, and then I'll try to say them again once we're there. Okay, but we're saying that the first card, first week, could be from around April 1st through the 8th. Second card could be from around April 9th through the 15th. Third card can be from around April 16th through the 22nd. And fourth and final card in the main four could be from around April 23rd through April 30th. Okay, so again, I'll say the dates when we're on each one. All right, and then we'll call out the other cards when we get there where Spirit wants me to talk to you about those particular cards, okay? But let's look real quickly and see here what other zodiac frequencies are showing up in your reading before we get too deep into it, okay? So looks like we really only have one major arcana, okay? So it's not necessarily good or bad. It's just something that we're noticing, okay? So with this Wheel of Fortune card, though, it represents 4 different zodiac signs. So you can be talking about Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, or Leo, okay? So for some people, you may be dealing with a Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, or Leo. You could be referencing one of those seasons: Scorpio season, Leo season, Taurus season, Aquarius season of this year, of last year, of next year even, right? Or the current year we're in, if I didn't already say that, okay? Or it could just be referencing something in your individual birth chart, or the other person if you're dealing with one other person's birth chart where you need to focus on, or it means nothing at all, but I do like to mention it, just in the beginning of the reading here. All right, so let's keep going though and see what else we have. So as far as your minor arcana goes, you've got 2 cups, 1 sword, 3 pentacles, and 2 wands. Okay, so 3 pentacles is the majority, right? So what do pentacles talk about in the tarot? They talk about money, finances, wealth, but can also be our values. So we get paid a certain amount of money. Yes, Priya, come here. No. Sorry. So we get paid a certain amount of money based on how much time we're doing a particular job. So that can be about our values. Are we being valued? Is the other person being valued enough? Is the environment vice versa? Okay. So again, this is kind of pentacle energy showing up a lot here in your reading. And of course, earth sign energy with the pentacles. So again, can be Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to mention it before we get too deep. I'm going to put these little crystals on the card so Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Okay, so I know you can't see them as well because of the sunlight here, but again, I will be showing each card to you, and then after the reading is done, I'll also be uploading Cleo. I'll be uploading the one picture that I took of all the cards. All right. So Aries, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you in this first week of April. All right, we have the Two of Cups in the reverse position. We said this could be from around April 1st through the 8th. All right. But it looks like there is a little bit of this energetic blockage, gentle reminder, or challenge here, where there may be some type of emotional relationship that is not feeling balanced, okay, with that Two of Cups in the reverse position. It doesn't have to be romantic the way that the card is shown, but it can be. It could also be with friends and family or even different parts of yourself, okay? May not be fully balanced emotionally in some way, okay? So when we have this Two of Cups energy in the reverse position, again, this is a slow down of energy. Gentle reminder or challenge, okay, to kind of see how can we get that back on track, or how can the other person, multiple people, general environment situation, okay? So as we go through this reading, it may be about you, Aries, or maybe about another person, multiple people, general environment situation, right? So always take it how it may resonate for you. And if it doesn't, always feel free to check out your other placements and other videos that I have here on my channel, and of course on YouTube in general, okay? But let's see what's underneath this Two of Cups in the reverse position, because this is where Spirit wanted me to talk to you about these other two cards, okay? So this is going to be energy from the past, whether that is from a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, whatever the past is for you or the other person. But what we have is that Knight of Cups energy in the right side up position, and the King of Swords in the right side up position, okay? So it looks like here in the past we have, I would say, more of a divine masculine energy, okay, showing up here with the Knight and then of course the King, right? And they're both in that right side up position. So it could be that there is some type of masculine energy within one of these relationships or multiple relationships, however it may resonate for you, okay, that in the past perhaps felt more in control or in their power in some way here. We all have masculine and feminine inside of us, of course, so it could even be about you, again, depending on what you're coming to this reading for. But here in this deck, the Hermetic deck, they call the Knight of Cups the Lord of Waves and Waters, right? And so when we're, of course, talking about cups, just like we said with the Two of Cups in reverse, we're talking about our emotions, okay, right? So our bodies are 90% water. We drink water out of cups, right? So there could be that there was some type of medium-sized offer or communication, Cleo, in the past with this Knight of Cups in the right side up position, that was either offered to you or from you, etc. Okay, it wasn't, let's say, the biggest job offer, but it wasn't the smallest either, right? So that's why I say medium, of course, because it's a knight or a prince, okay? So of course you can apply that to all different types of relationships or opportunities. Now over here with this King of Swords, and what they call it in this deck is the Prince of the Chariots of the Winds. There's also water underneath, or I guess it's more wind, but it could be water, right? It looks like water to me, but you know, if it is still talking about wind, wind, of course, makes waves more powerful, okay, makes the water stronger, right? So, you know, you have throughout this reading a lot of earth sign energy, Cancer. I'm sorry, not Cancer. Why do I keep saying Cancer or water? Maybe that's some there for somebody, but because it does kind of look like the Chariot to me, but it's not. Okay, we're talking about, again, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, okay, right? The earth sign energies. So over here, though, with this energy from the past, we have earth sign energy, air sign energy, I'm sorry. So with that King of Swords, of course, we have Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy, okay? But it just really feels like this divine masculine energy from the past was perhaps more in control with their emotions, again, feeling more in their power, or coming from a place of power with this medium-sized offer opportunity in the past, and perhaps the feminine energy or even the masculine energy didn't receive it the way that the other person wanted, or multiple people, general environment, situation wanted, okay? Because again, it's just a little bit out of balance here. It could be that this is happening, of course, when we talk about the energetic um, blockages or slowdown of energy. It is always for a reason, even if it doesn't feel great, right? So if this card was right side up, we would have the angel behind them blessing them. They would be giving each other the same amount of energy and respect. So it's reversed. So there's something out of balance as far as, is somebody giving too much? Is the other person, vice versa, environment, not giving enough? And is it because if somebody here in the past gave a medium-sized opportunity or offer, that put them in their power, and they wanted to lift the other person or other situation up as well, maybe they did too much of that, or maybe you did too much of that here in the past. And so now the universe is stepping in and kind of saying, well, that's not really a fair kind of exchange of energy, okay? But let's keep going and see what else your reading has to say, because we do have some really interesting things coming up here. If I was to pause everything here, Aries, and look at your whole reading, I would say if there was something that you wanted to accomplish that is within your control, the best week here for April is looking about that second week for you. So from around April 9th through the 15th, okay, you have this wonderful energy of the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position. Okay, so now luck is on your side. Now things are moving in your favor. Now you have forward momentum. Now the energy is picking up, right? You went from the Two of Cups reverse to now the Wheel of Fortune. This is slow, and now this is fast or faster, right? And it is about forward momentum and accomplishing things as well, okay? So again, we have a couple different zodiac sign energies here. So we have Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo, okay, showing up in the alchemy energy of the Wheel of Fortune. But this is really beautiful, okay? So again, looks like that second week, which is also when we have, for you Aries, if you watched or the astrology notes from earlier in this video, or even if you're just aware of astrology yourself and follow things, that is when we have the full moon in Libra, okay? It's going to be during that second week, okay? And so Jupiter in this card almost looks like a moon, right? If you didn't know that it was Jupiter and planets that we're looking at. So there could be something of significance happening during the second week, or that full moon energy in Libra is balancing things, right? Looking for balance, things out of balance. Now we're talking about balance over here with Libra, okay? So really looks nice, all right? So let's keep going and see what else we have here for you, Aries, okay? So now when we come to this third week, there's something really interesting going on here. And we'll break it down when we talk about the cards underneath here, Aries. But we have the Eight of Staves, also known as Eight of Wands, in the reverse position. So it's almost like a communication or message isn't well received, just straight up doesn't happen, or is put on hold, okay? But normally when the Eight of Wands or Eight of Staves is right side up, it's like fast communication coming through, fast messages, right? So the birds are kind of shocked and surprised. So it would be something surprising if it was right side up. When it's reversed, those messages, that energy is kind of stifled or muted or not appreciated, or just straight up put on hold here, okay? Now, that could be from you or for someone else, or just in your general environment situation, but it is kind of a slowdown of energy. So if you look at your first week, it's slow, second week, really good, and then third week, it's going back to that kind of slowed down energy again. But let's see what's underneath it to get even more insight, okay, and figure out what's going on here. All right. So these two cards on the bottom are past energy, whatever the past means for you or for the other person, vice versa, right? So it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. We have the Six of Sacred Circles in the reverse position, and the Princess of Staves in the reverse position as well, okay? Again, this is past energy. I like to call these the sponsored cards that made it possible for this Eight of Staves in the reverse position to show up. Sorry. Leo, no, relax. Come here. Come here. Quick. Stop. Relax. Are you going in the house? Sorry, guys. Okay. So, where was I? Lost my train of thought. All right. With this Six of Sacred Circles in the reverse position, this is again past energy. There was something out of balance in the past as well here. Okay. In reference to possibly some kind of past full moon situation. We have the full moon in the background, but it doesn't have to be, right? With this, yes, you're right, homies. I know. Just go enjoy the yard, all right? With the Six of Sacred Circles in that past position, it could be with the money, right? These bags are upside down, okay? These little mojo bags here, if you can see with the lighting here. All right, so they're reversed, okay? So it could be that in the past, some type of financial situation wasn't balanced with the finances, with the money, with the wealth, but it could also be with the values. Perhaps somebody wasn't being valued enough, or vice versa, the other person, general environment situation here. Okay, so that could be affecting why this communication is not coming through. If it's a communication or opportunity or offer that wanted to come through, perhaps if the finances aren't there, the person can't communicate that, or they can't invite you on the trip, or what have you. Okay, if it's about being valued, if someone doesn't feel valued, then they might not necessarily want to communicate yet, because maybe their communications, whether they're good or bad, won't be valued either. Their time is not appreciated either. Okay, but let's look what's over here as well. So now with this Princess of Staves in the reverse position, okay, so we have earth energy on one side, fire sign energy on the other. Okay, this is about somebody or something in the past was perhaps not ready to step up into a leadership role, or for anything to step up to the next level. Okay, so normally the princess would be learning how to eventually become the queen, right? But she's reversed. So it's like kind of this hesitancy, or even straight out refusal to elevate in one area of your life or multiple areas of your life. This could be about you or someone else again, but this is past energy influencing why this Eight of Staves is in the reverse position. Now, when we also see the dog here in the card in the reverse position, it could be that somebody in the past or something, if it's not necessarily a person, wasn't feeling valued, right, with this card, but also their loyalty was not appreciated. Okay. And that's what the dogs represent in the tarot, that loyalty energy. So again, this is kind of getting us more insight, perhaps why this communication isn't going to happen right during that third week of April. Doesn't mean it won't ever happen. It just means that perhaps this is not the right time for it to happen. Okay. Again, either some type of communication that you wanted to give, or someone wanted to give to you, or come in general from your spirit guides, guardian angels, what have you. Okay. Now, also because we have these two wands here, okay, the Eight of Staves, the Princess of Staves in the reverse position. Come here. You don't have to bark at everything. Come here. All right. Sorry, guys. So this can be for some, not everybody, talking about health. So the wands or the staves, as they're known in the tarot, talk about our physical body, fire sign energy, our passions, what gets us motivated in our bodies, all those things. So it can be that there's some type of health issue here for someone, right? I don't think it's like a big thing, and it could be for just like maybe only one or two people, right? Excuse me, but it is affecting why, again, this communication isn't coming through. Perhaps someone is not feeling as good as they normally do, or they're not feeling up to making this communication or offer until they get their health in kind of like a better position as well. All right, but let's keep going and see what else we have here for you, Aries. All right, so let's just move some of this down here. So now when we move into your fourth card, this is the fourth week. So we said it could be from around, when I say we, it's Spirit and me, okay? April 23rd through April 30th, okay? So we have the Three of Sacred Circles. Okay, you're going to be quiet? Better. The Three of Sacred Circles in that reverse position here, Aries. Now, this could be another little energetic blockage, gentle reminder or challenge, right? But it's not the end of the world. Now, remember how I said the majority of your minor arcana in this reading is all pentacles, right? Or sacred circles as it's known in this deck, okay? So when that Three of Sacred Circles or Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost this feeling of course, somebody not feeling abundant, their finances or money are affected in some way, or their idea of how do I get more money and better finances, etc. But it also could be that reoccurring theme that we kind of have throughout your reading, especially with that Two of Cups in the reverse position that we started with, of somebody or something not being valued enough here. Okay. Now, this could also be that somebody is, yes, Nefertiti meow, somebody or something here, Aries, is not seeing something from a larger perspective when we're talking about finances or even being valued, right? How do we prepare for the winter? Okay, so this card, the way it's shown, this Native American hut, right? It's in the snow in the winter. And we see this bear in the background in the sky, and then we see an eagle, okay? So the bear is the metaphor for conserving energy and food for the winter. When it's reversed, perhaps somebody or something is not conserving their finances correctly for the long haul. Or it could be that somebody is not seeing something from a larger perspective, like the eagle wants them to do, as far as their finances or their values. Okay. But let's keep going though, because I feel that we still have some other stuff, good stuff here to talk to you about, Aries. Okay. So I'm just going to move everything over a little bit here. All right. So your last card, your tarot card here, this is a combination card. So it is a little bit of future and past energy, okay? But it's going to come in here, this confirmation card, and confirm all four cards on the top, all 4 weeks, all of April that we kind of just talked about, right? And here you have another king, and it's in the right side up position. Now you have the King of Pentacles, okay, in the right side up position. And in this deck, they call him the Prince of the Chariot of Earth, right? So a lot of Taurus energy here as well. So we have the bull, the Taurus bull at the bottom, pulling this kind of wheel thing, and the king is at the top. But this is about stepping up into our power, right? Remember, you had this princess in reverse down here. Somebody in the past was a little reluctant to step up in some area of their life or multiple areas of their life to become a queen. Here you have this King of Pentacles energy, Taurus energy, at the end of your reading that's like, if you do want to be a king or a queen, step up into your own power. You have the ability to do that. If you want to make your finances and be valued more in general, not just with your money, but with your time and your energy and efforts, you can do that as well, okay? So it's reminding you here, Aries. Cleo, come on. Cleo, come here. We're almost done. You're so bad. Come here. Come here. I don't know what your sign is. Come here. Actually, I think she is. What did we say you were, Cleo? I know Hermes is like a Cancer Leo. What did we say you were? I can't remember now. I have to look her birthday up. All right. Anyway, stay here while we do the reading. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry. I think next time I do this outside, I'll put them inside if they're going to be too loud. Okay. But again, if you want more value, okay, in yourself and in others, right, and you want better finances, better money, who doesn't want, either one of those things? We all do. That you can make that possible. So if there is the slowdown in the first week and the third and the fourth week of April, okay, it's kind of telling you, your Aries, don't worry about it too much. It is for a reason, so you can rebalance these other things, okay, before you move forward with whatever it is you want to manifest in your life. All right. So with that, real quickly, let's do your last card here. This is your little oracle card. And for this time, you got the resin card, okay? So I will read a little bit from this book since I don't have all these memorized, all right? But this is from the Wild Unknown Alchemy Oracle deck, okay? So it talks about all these different elements and planets and different things. So this time we got resin, okay? So resin always makes me think of kind of like a glue or something holding something together. But let's see what it says here. All right, so for Aries, it says, resin is a miraculous material. It offers both stability and transparency. For centuries, sculptors and archivists have used it to capture an object in time and place, preserving it for observation and to be adored. Envision a delicate insect or flower suspended in a paperweight. Such is the alchemy energy of resin. Its qualities are protective, sealing, and hardening. When this card appears, there is a holding that is occurring, either literally or psychologically. While well intended, someone may be limiting the one they wish to protect. There may be an aspect of nostalgia at work in the laboratory, an unwillingness to let go or to change. On the other hand, the resin card can indicate preservation of that which is most valued, a return to what has been lost. Um, okay, so yeah, interesting. So if we were just talking about things being valued, right, and preserving them, okay, that's our values. How do we do it for the long haul with that King of Pentacles, right? We were talking about towards the end of your reading. How do we preserve the money for the long haul? How do we preserve our values and valuing ourselves and others in the long haul? All right, this book always talks about some movie or art or film to look at to get you in more of this energy of the card. Okay, so here it says to go deeper, look at the resin sculpture Worlds Within Whales by Asa Ayama, made in 2016. Okay, so I'll have to look that up, and you can too if you feel guided. But let's see what else it talks about with this card with the resin energy. It talks about to think or ponder the bond, okay, whatever that means for you. It says, with its sap-like stickiness, the resin card affects the whole reading. It indicates the cards that appear are bonded together, and likely you're witnessing an old pairing or old pattern. Okay, interesting. What else do we have here? It says, the original forms of resin came from the burrows of pine tree and the bee. Okay. Let your mind wander into metaphors of pine, pitch, and pyrolysis. Pyrolysis. All right, I don't know what that is, but it's some kind of plant, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, but yeah, basically, I think that that resin energy definitely goes with the King of Pentacles energy. Again, how do we preserve the money and being valued um, together with ourselves and with others? Okay, but it may be something different to you, right? It has like the good and the not so good, right? So preserving something for the long haul, but also it could be saying that if something is out of balance, right, then we want to unstick it. We want to take it out of being preserved, and fix it, right, or get something new in there, right? So if you preserved a flower, let's say as an example, and then later you're like, I don't really like those flowers, maybe you give it to someone else, or you take it out of the book or wherever you put it in. Okay, so yeah, just some metaphors on what that may mean for you at this time, Aries. But yes, that is your reading. I hope you got something from this, and please feel free to let me know in the comments down below how this reading may shape up for you in the future, and anything you want to share or anything you have any suggestions or want to see. Always feel free to let me know as well. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys take care, and I'll probably be back on Tuesday with Taurus and Gemini, and then we'll go through the rest of the signs in order throughout the week. All right, so you guys take care, and I will see you later. All right, bye guys.